Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Dead Rail Trains. I'm going to give you some updates around the layout. There's really nothing on the workbench this week, but what just came off the workbench is my Long Island Railroad MP15, which I converted to Blue Nami. So we'll take a look at that. Swing around. I'll bring it over here. Oops. People ask me about this road. It's slot car track, and the reason I started using it was not because I wanted to run slot cars. It's just that it was a really decent road for my outdoor layout, and it went really well. Okay, here's my. This is that. It's a K-line MP15. Long Island Road actually did have these, and I got this one on eBay, and it was. It had a problem. Oh, sorry about the clicking. That's my sign. Woo! And there it goes. Anyway, I got this. This was an eBay purchase, and it had a problem in that the pickup roller was. I'm gonna make that guy go a little faster. The pickup roller was melted. The mount for it was melted because I don't know. They must have parked it on a switch track or something. But yeah, you can see it here. But I don't really care because I don't use pickup rollers, so I just tore it off. And I had converted this to radio control, and it was on one of these guys. But it didn't have a horn, and the Blue Nami for this engine came up for a really good price on eBay, so I picked it up. And this is my conversion, and it's pretty simple. That's the Blue Nami board. Hey, there goes the train. And this is the battery pack. This guy I did a little bit differently because the battery pack has a tough time fitting in here, so it's permanent. So that battery pack is permanently in there. So I had to put a, now as I said that, I have to squeeze on in. There it goes. Tuck everything in. Tuck the wires in. Yeah, I don't normally take this off now because it's just not necessary. So that's the Blue Nami installation, and I put an on-off switch here so that you don't have to take the battery out. And there it is, turned on. And what I did with this one is when it's in the off position, you can charge the battery without taking the top off. There's a little connector on the back, so you just plug the charger in there and it'll charge it up. So in the on position, and it's ready to go. So let's bring him over to the track. I also added a long time ago, I added a coil coupler to this guy. Those are always fun. All right, there he is. And I got my, well, this isn't my Blue Nami. This is actually the turnout controller, but Blue Nami is there. And I don't know why it's not connecting. Should have been automatic. Oh, there he goes. Bring him up. I don't know if you're familiar with Bluenami, but it downloads all the CVs because it's a DCC system. And there he is. Turn the light on. There he goes. Then when you run the Bluunamis, they added a voltmeter here, which is fantastic for the battery operated guys because you can kind of use this as a fuel gauge. Because once this gets down to like 10 volts, the battery will shut off because it's a lithium battery with a management system board. So it does that. All right, let's get them going. And there it goes, and here comes the other train. I'll turn all the aquarium cars on in a little bit. They get kind of noisy, so I don't have them on right now, but I'll show you how that works. Also, what else is new? Let's take the camera off of here. Take a stroll around the layout. There he goes. There goes the second guy. And there go the gates. Sometimes things get set up a little oddly. My grandson's over. He usually plays with cars. I don't know what's going on here, but he did that. This is something new that I got. Is this little fence? And it's got a little gate on it, and it also lights up. Although that bulb doesn't work. I don't know why, but all the others do. So we just put that on there. It's pretty cool. I have that on the edge of the layout. I went to the Kingston show, Kingston, New York. They have a train show every year. They used to have 2 a year, and now they only have 1 a year. And I picked this up there. And this is one of those lift bridges. Let me get this out of the way. Came with the instructions too. And I don't know, I picked this up. I got it at a good price. And I think it was the biggest thing at the show, largest thing at the show. So it needs extensive modifications because I needed to go on my 2-rail. So I needed to lift both main lines. So I do have a plan for that, but who knows when I'll get to it. It does work, lights up, makes a horn sound and a bell sound. It's pretty neat. I'll probably put it here over the water feature. I have this water feature here, which I'm going to put a piece of glass on it. I saw that done by a professional layout building guy. I mean, I'm sure it's not going to be as nice as his, but there'll be a piece of glass and then you have the underwater scene. And there goes the train. And right now, the bottom is a little bit of a mess, but that's where all the undersea Legos are. And when I had my outdoor layout, I had a fish pond, and these guys were on the bottom of the fish pond. SpongeBob's place. And when I've been working on the layout, let's get over here. Okay, I've been working on the mountain. Oh, there we go. The wire lath is on. I'm just walking around. All the paper mache is done. Here's the tunnel portal on the other side. And somebody saw this on Facebook and called it the Tunnel of Love. So I guess that's what I'm going to be calling it. And I've been putting the plaster on. This is Structuralite. I get it at Home Depot. It's super cheap. Has a really long working time. The only problem with paper mache is the glue I use is waterproof, it says, for outdoor use. But when you do get it wet and damp, it does get soft, so it gets a little saggy when you put plaster on it, which normally is not an issue for me, but on this big section, it's kind of saggy. But once the plaster's on, it'll be stiff, and I can always add more plaster. And when we do the landscaping and scenicking, and some people ask me, what happens if the train derails? First of all, I don't clean track, so I don't have to get in there to clean track. It goes away. Yeah, first off, I don't clean track because I'm dead rail, so the track's not powered. And it's easy to get in there because I built everything open frame. So if we go underneath and look inside, all right, you can literally stand up in here. And there's the line that goes through. And you can see paper mache. That way. And there goes the train. So yeah, when you build open frame construction, this is one of the nice things about it. You could just get underneath here and work. Okay. And he just goes around the outside. That's the reversing loop for one of the main lines. And I think that's about it as far as new stuff goes. And it goes all the way around. I'm looking, I'm trying to see if I have the chat going. Supposedly I do. If you're watching, please just leave any message just so I know you can hear me. Something else I did recently is I have a GoPro Hero 2. These are really old, and I just have that on a truck. But when you put it on a truck, it's a little wobbly, even though it doesn't look it. When you look at the video, it kind of is. So, and this camera does not have stabilization or anything like that. So I may have to put him on a flat car. Hey, there goes a train. All right. When King Heat comes around here, I'll turn him. I'll stop him and turn on the all the aquarium cars, so you guys can see that. Here he comes. All right, the way this works is we'll do this with one hand. Maybe not. All right, so again, this is a battery in there. I kind of leave it in there permanently, but I could take it out for charging. And there is a switch on there, so all these are wired together. Here's deep sea with the creepy fish. Here's Atlantis, and Atlantis is an aquarium on Long Island. And then this is really cool. These are the sea monkeys, and if you're old like me, you would read a comic book, and in the back there would be an ad for sea monkeys, and you mail away and they send you these little creatures they put in water. And yeah, it's a lot of fun. You actually grow them, and they're sea monkeys. So how could I not buy that? And then I saw this. This was a eBay find. I mean, it's pirates. Who doesn't like pirates? I have no idea why Lionel made this, but I had to have it. Those are all the powered motor ones. These are all mechanical, so you have to move them. There's a mermaid transport with actual mermaids in there, but they won't move unless the train's moving. And then here's the Little Mermaid. That's at Disney. It's one of my wife's favorite Disney movies. Here's an old original, the Lionel Undersea. And then this one's pretty cool too. Atlantis traveling aquarium car. Because it's Atlantis. Atlantis is cool. So that's all my aquarium cars. And like I said, they're all wired together. You'll see them. They actually have connectors. So if I have to, I can disconnect them to take them off the track. All right, let's get him going again. And there he goes. Alrighty, well, that's about it for updates, and I'll try to do this more often. Again, my grandson, he loves playing with the cars and trains. He mostly just plays with the stuff on the layout and doesn't actually run the trains that much. He does ask them to be run, but... Oh, and someone had asked me about my Back to the Future. There goes the train. Yeah, and that's the Maritime Exploration car. That was part of a Titanic set. The set is really cool, but I don't know. I'm kind of running out of room for trains. Yeah, that's the Back to the Future train that I made. This was just a DC General, came in a set. It was actually red, just a cheap unit. I put a Sooth smoker in it, and this car was made by Vitesse, is the name of the company. And there's an extra long stick on here because these General engines have a lot of a swing and overhang on the front. And then all I did was I got that's a pilot truck that I cut in half and then cut out the car chassis so that would fit in there, and then actually cut out the wheel rims that were in the original car and glued them in. So this is pretty cool. All right, let's get this turned around. All right. Alrighty, well, thanks for watching. I promise to get another video up sooner than I did on this one, but I was away in California, and I did ride the trains in California too. They've got the coaster, which goes from San Diego north. That's a commuter line. And then they have a really neat trolley there, and I rode on that too. So, hey, thanks again for watching, and I'll get this video posted soon. And take care. Bye-bye.